Mimi's in his new dog stroller. We're heading out for lunch over to Bob's Big Boy here in Burbank. Coming up to Riverside and Hollywood Way. And just to my left is the studio. There's this car wash, hand car wash. You can see it in the background of Saving Mr. Banks in the film. They drive past it in their limo. Little filming location bit for you. And then Highway 134 is right here. Hey peepees. Alright, Mr. Memes, you're almost there. Look, we're headed to Bob's Big Boy. Alright, here we go. Established in 1949, Bob's Big. This is the original Bob's Big Boy. And we're gonna try to get a table out here on the patio. That's a welcome. There's always a line out front, but there's Bob, there's a statue. Let's go inside and see how long the wait's gonna be. All right, we just got seated. We got the first table on the patio. Mr. Mimi's, and then just kind of a view here. So I know you can't see real well through the reflection, but this was used in the movie Heat. Val Kilmer, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. There's a scene inside the diner. Let's take a look at the menu. They serve breakfast all day. They have all kinds of different combos. Of course, their famous Big Boy.
Yeah, the breakfast is in the back of the menu.
They are also known for their chili, and specifically their chili spaghetti, which I know might not sound good at first, but trust me, it is delicious.
You can have Belgian waffles.
Nice. So it's about 11:30 on a Saturday. We didn't have to wait because we chose the patio. And as far as the food fare, like I said, they do serve breakfast all day, so you can order anytime. This is our first meal of the day, so Marzz is scoping out breakfast. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna get yet, but here's kind of an overview. I know I went a little fast. Feel free to, of course, pause it as you wish if you want a better look at the menu. Right, here's my salad. It comes with my, I ordered a turkey club sandwich, so it comes with salad. It's just their house salad, and I got blue cheese on mine. There's Marzz and Mr. Memes. Alright, here's my turkey club, and this came rather quick. Probably under 10 minutes for everything.
That looks great.
Yep. And there's Marz's biscuits and gravy inside of bacon, and she had a cranberry juice, and I had a Diet Coke. And that's our meal. Alright, so we just finished our lunch. It's very good. Ended up with a couple to-go boxes. I want to note they accepted Apple Pay, and they had a mobile device, so we actually paid for everything before we even left our table.
And you can eat outside with your pet. It says on the little sign, "Pets welcome."
Right, which you guys just saw. Yeah, it is nice. They do cater to folks with their pets. We even got to go drink for Marzz since she can't have liquids during her meal. So anyway, just a few notes just so you guys are aware if you guys come out and visit. Also, every single Friday they have a basically like a locals car show where folks can just come, first serve, and bring their cars. Any car you want. Can be just your normal car if you want, but of course most people bring like their classic cars, muscle cars, roadsters, exotic cars, things like that. So it is fun to come out on Fridays and see all the different vehicles, and folks are happy to talk about the cars that they have. But it does get busy, so if you do come out for that, try and come early and plan on parking wherever you can. Riverside Drive is usually the place, but you might have to park a few blocks up. But a lot of good stuff going on at Bob's Big Boy, and again, it's the original location here in Burbank. Alright, now it's time to head back home. Mr. Memes is tired. He's getting a bit cranky. But here we go. It's time to go, bud. Yeah, we got this little carrier. Pretty nice. The bassinet part comes out and there's straps so you can carry him around if you want. The top opens up on both sides. The bottom collapses in. The handle is adjustable, and then the whole thing folds up. So there's a lot of different options for this. And Marzz purchased this on Amazon. So if you guys are interested, check it out. Yeah, it's called the Paw Hut. But we're just heading back home. So we have just a short walk down Riverside Drive, which is nice. We'll head back down this way. There's lots of shops and restaurants on this row. When the studio's in full swing, a lot of folks come over here for lunch. There's a bunch of different places, so it's nice and all within walking distance. We're crossing Riverside and past the Warner Brothers Studios up that way. And I just want to make note that runs into Olive, and if you hang a right, it'll take you over the hill towards like Universal Studios and down into Hollywood. But Miracle just tried to jump out of his thing. Luckily he's attached in there and Marzz was able to catch him, but he's being a butt. So we're gonna take him out.
It's time to go to Orlando. At the airport, got our boarding pass, got Mr. Miracle. We're ready to go. We just went through TSA with Mr. Miracle. They swabbed my hands and his paws. And now we're going to Terminal 88 to wait for our flight. He's doing okay. He's just a little fussy, but he was very calm when the TSA agents were handling him. Just a lot of stuff in my backpack had to come out. But we'll see you when we get to Dallas. Can I help you? Hello, sweetie. Hello, pretty. Hi. Hi, buddy. Happy Easter. Do you want to go outside? Let's go. Let's go outside. Come on. Come on. And say, we miss you, Papa. We love you. Can you tell her? You can tell her we miss you, Papa. No, he's not at the front door. He's on the camera. He said, I love you. I love you. I love you, Nate. Sending you hugs and kisses from Florida.
I'm just out for an evening walk. I don't really know where I'm going. Walking alongside the studio right now. Just past gate 4. Just wanted to be out this evening. I'm not gonna go too far. Probably walk up along this way near Executive Gate, and then maybe walk up back to Riverside and then back home. Just a little loop. I spent the whole day just cleaning the apartment, getting it kind of ready to move out. Happy to say the containers are being held in Van Nuys, but soon on their way. They actually, they being 1-800-PACK-RAT, actually charged me today for the transport. So as far as I'm concerned, that means everything's good. I don't know. It's getting more and more exciting. Just can't wait to work out these last few details, which is either the house is ready, then I move back, I quit my job here and I move back, or they let me work remote here, so I keep my job and move back, and that can come before the house is ready if that were to be the option. There's also the option the house is ready, Warner Brothers not ready to let me go, I guess, allows me to work from home for a short period of time and then I resign. That would be cool too. And then the other option is I get a new job in Orlando that pays close to what I make now or better, and the same rules apply. I could either, if that happened, I could move now or once the house was ready. So that's kind of it. Can't wait to get back there. Marzz is already there, as we've discussed. She's doing good. She's settling in. Monday is her first day at her new job, so it's very exciting, and I'm proud of her. I'm hoping that she likes it, hoping she has a good first day. It's going to be a challenge not having a car, so that's another thing that her and I have to work out. We don't have all the details yet. Obviously, so I have my car still. We gave her car to her dad, so it's either I ship my car back while I'm still here so that she can use it, or once I make the move, then obviously the car will be shipped as well and we'll have the car. So if I'm here longer and it turns out she needs some form of transportation, something in addition to just Uber or public transportation, I'm not quite sure what that'll be yet. We've discussed, electric bikes, scooters, bicycles, all of them not great options, but that's kind of where we're at. So we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm coming up to the executive gate, and I want to show you this building real fast. So I'm right here along Olive. There's the Doghouse Restaurant, formerly Taco Bell. That was actually Marz's first job here in Burbank. But then there's this building. This is building number 5 on the Warner Brothers main lot. But at one time, these used to be little shops and stores. It's pretty neat. There's old photos that I've seen. There used to be a pharmacy somewhere along here and other things. It's really cool that they basically left this building the way it was, and it is now part of the Warner Brothers studio lot. Now, how did this happen? So my understanding is the roadways used to be rather different. This part of the building didn't used to be here. It was just a triangle out here in the roadway. This road went this way and it cut through. Then they built this. There used to be just a little triangle out here and this other thing, and now this is known as the Triangle Building. And then the Warner Boulevard used to go from here, cutting this way across here, but now, like I said, this is what's called Executive Gate 4 or Executive Gate. This leads to the main admin building. So this is where our CEOs would be. This is where Jack Warner used to be. It's a very pretty building. It's got the Art Deco feel, but that's what I mean. So that used to be a roadway, and it will cut straight across, and it went all the way out, and now it is part of the studio. So that's how this building is now part of the studio, but at one time used to be separate. I like the weather vane too. Let's see if you guys can see it. I know it's a little hard to see, but it's Bugs Bunny up there with the top hat, and I believe he has a cane. He's like in a tuxedo, but it's pretty sweet. And once again, now I'm over here. So that's the Triangle Building. That's where Marzz used to work in consumer products. The building on the inside, unfortunately, is rather dated, but I do like the exterior. I love the archways over here. I love this kind of thing here. It reminds me of it actually reminds me of Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, but it's kind of a neat building. Like I said, what's unfortunate is when you go inside, it's rather dated. Here's back to the executive building. And these are all just admin offices and such. And I'm walking right along Olive Boulevard, so all of this is visible. And obviously the large advertisements there for upcoming films. I guess maybe for TV shows too, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think I've only ever seen features on this building. I don't know if that's a rule or something, but pretty cool. As I make the turn here around the curve, so Olive, the street here, Olive goes up and over the hill, turns into Barham, and that's how you can get up to Universal Studios, our neighbor on the hill up there. And you can kind of actually see a hotel up there above there. When it's brighter out, you can see the peaks of Hogwarts Castle and a few little elements of Universal Studios. Here's the other banner on the front side. So yeah, I've seen photos of this back in the day. It's kind of cool that they still do advertising at that location right here, because back in the day, this is where they would have some billboards and do the same thing. So they continue this tradition, but now it's all one giant building. This is Pass Avenue. And again, just walking the perimeter. There is more advertising up on the wall. So that's some of the sound stages here. Currently, as I'm filming this, this is where Ellen DeGeneres tapes her show, although her last episode's coming up very soon. So by the time I edit this video and post it, it will have, she will have vacated. Old news, I suppose. That's across the street is the Gate 3 Franklin parking structure. That also used to be a roadway at one point, so the intersection here used to be three-way, or well, four-way, one being into the studio and then the other being around. So the reason I mention that, though, is the scene in Blazing Saddles, the film from Mel Brooks, when they're running out of the studio. The one guy runs out, there's like a horse around him or behind him or something like that, and he ends up getting into a cab. The gate he comes out of is Gate 2, which is up ahead of me, and you can see across the street a roadway at that time, and now it is a parking structure. So that's the reasoning for my ramblings. They do have the posters here along the side. They change these out periodically, and these are combinations of TV shows, feature films. This is for the Academy Awards. These can be all different things. Sometimes it's re-releases of films coming, like an anniversary edition or special Blu-ray or something. This one's for Ellen. Gate 3. Gate 2. I'm not gonna go all the way down. Come around here. This is the main entrance. There's a goodbye to Ellen sign, and I'm gonna head back. Hey guys, welcome back. Still solo, so it's still just me here in Burbank. Let's see, it's Saturday. What day is it? It's Saturday, April 23rd. Been up for a couple hours. It's about 10 o'clock. See, I went to McDonald's, grabbed the coffee. The landlord called, but for good reasons. So our lender wanted her contact information so that she could just confirm with them how long we've been a renter, if we've ever had any late payments, etc. So it is kind of our current landlord to fill that paperwork out. I didn't realize our lender was going to ask her to do things. So she had called me this morning just to confirm a couple things, like our move-in date, etc. So it was nice, good phone call. And then I went over to Home Depot, picked up a couple random odds and ends. that I needed to help clean up the apartment. I'm almost done with it. I'll be done with it probably mid this week. My last day in the apartment is a week from today, April 30th. So getting that squared away. I had ordered something on Amazon. So I had this metal shelving rack and it didn't fit in the storage container, the shipping container, so it's still at the house. So I offered it to my friend. He said he would take it. And then I noticed it's one of those that takes like metal plastic clips. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they wrap around like the pole, and that's what helps keep the shelf up. And I realized that I ended up packing them. So I have all the poles, I have all the hardware basically, except for these clips that are needed for the shelving. So I ordered some from Amazon. It's like $5, so it was cheap, which is great. But I ended up ordering the wrong ones apparently. I thought I measured it right. I guess I didn't. And so basically I have to go return what I ordered. I already placed the order for the new one. They'll be coming on Monday. And the way Amazon's doing returns, at least in some cases, I don't know if this is every time. I don't do a lot of returns with them. But in this particular instance, I have the option to drop off at a local Whole Foods, and there just happens to be one down the street. So I got my bag of clips and I'm gonna go to Whole Foods, drop it off, and get my money back. So that should be an easy process. I've done returns in the past, only a handful. I've done a return at Kohl's once, and then the other times I think I just I did like UPS or something. So that's what I'm up to. I know that's not very exciting. So how's it going with the house stuff, our move and all that? So still haven't heard any developments on the house. We're still waiting on windows as far as I know. Spoke with the lender on Thursday, I think it was, because Marzz is looking at this. It's kind of like a rental car program, but you sign up. It's like a subscription service. And she was hesitant about it because you have to sign up for a 3-year contract and it'll affect our debt to income, et cetera, et cetera. So that answered that question for us, so we didn't go with that. I also just confirmed some numbers, what we need to pay on our cash to close and a few things. So got that squared away. We're all set, except for, you know, I'm still just waiting to see if I'm going to be able to work remote, keep my job and work remote. And there's two options to that. One could be they let me just work for a couple of months, you know, until the house closes, or a little bit after, which would be great. The other would be a permanent work remote, which would be even better. You know, credit to my team and my bosses and everybody at WB. They're working really hard to try to make this happen. I know it's a long shot. Like, I'm not unrealistic about this. But I have a lot of gratitude that everyone's working hard for trying to make something happen. It's not easy. Essentially, it's almost like creating a brand new job just for me. So it's kind of humbling in that way, and I'm grateful for my team. So I hope something good comes out of that, but I just don't know. So what all this is culminating to, one thing I did want to share is, you know, just like the stress and anxiety that's coming from it. I'm really tired, and there's definitely a lot of stress, and I was trying to think of like why that is. Like, I handle stress pretty well. Usually have a calm demeanor. I think what it is, it's two things. One being that so much of this is completely out of like my hands. Like, I have zero say in it. You know, waiting on the windows and other things, right? So I don't like that. I think most people don't like that, right? Like, even if you don't consider yourself like someone who likes to be in control, you still like to be in control of some things, and I think that's just adding to the stress. Like, I just wish that you know, we could do something more about it. The other thing is just being without Marzz. Marzz and I are a good team. We balance each other out, but also help each other. And, you know, she's flying solo, which has been really hard for her. And I'm solo, and there's a lot of work here and other things, so it's been hard for me. So I think those two factors are what's really contributing to it. If this was a different scenario, for example, you know, I was able to move with her, this would feel completely different. So it does feel very weird in the situation that we're in. You know, I mentioned my last stay here at the apartment is on Saturday, and currently I don't have a place to live after that. I was hoping to find like a room for rent or something. I have yet to find that, so technically I don't have a place to live after Saturday. I'm gonna hit up Marz's brother, who offered that I could come and stay with him and their cousin, and I think there's one other guy in the apartment, which is really nice. So I'll probably end up doing that, but it's still another thing, you know, on my list of like, okay, I gotta get done, gotta do. So I don't know, I guess that's where we're at. I just wanted to share it because I definitely, again, something I kind of underestimated, and I want to share with you guys just how the process is going for us. So if and when you guys are doing this, just something to think about. All right, so I wanted to stop filming while I crossed the street. It drives me nuts when people are crossing the street and they're on their phone. Like, just cross the street, get out of the way. So anyway, I'm almost to Whole Foods. Let me turn around and show you. It's right there on the corner, basically. So you can tell it's not a long walk. I'm very close to it, which is nice. Marzz and I would walk over here sometimes just to pick up a few random items. It would give us a good excuse to take a walk and, you know, get the things we needed. But back to what I was saying. Otherwise, things are good. Like, the funny thing is, and I think I mentioned it to my folks and my boss I was talking with as well. Like, you know, I mentioned the stress, but at the same time, everything's actually going according to plan. Maybe not on the exact timeline that we hoped for or thought, but technically it is going to plan. The couple of factors I should say that are surprises that we didn't plan on was Marzz having to rent this hotel room for an extended period of time, and also she, as of last night, had to rent a car. That was not in the cards. I'm a little concerned about that for cost, but I think we can absorb it. It's just gonna take a little more planning and maybe a little more being frugal. The gist of that is look, the Ubers and Lyfts were adding up. It really wasn't cost efficient for that. And it also wasn't good for timing. Like, she came very close to being late for work. It's a brand new job, as I'm sure most of you guys would agree. You can't be late for a brand new job. You shouldn't be late for your job ever, but you know, in the first few weeks, you definitely should not be late. So, you know, we didn't want that to turn into making like a poor impression for her. So that played a factor, as well as the cost. And then she was taking the city bus home. That was becoming a nightmare. It was either just taking super long for her to get home, or what happened last night, she got on the correct bus, and then they did a detour. So apparently they got dispatched to go pick up something else somewhere else for some reason. And instead of like telling the passengers, they just kind of like did it. And she ended up at Orlando International, way far from where she needed to be. So she was upset. And that's just what spawned her. She's like, forget it, I'm renting a car. So she has a car now, and there's an upside to that. She now is, you know, has better mobility. She'll be able to get to work on time. She'll also be able to go check out our house site if she wants to as well. And it's just about the cost. So I think we can handle it. Just another caveat. I'm here at Whole Foods, so let me run in and take care of this, and I'll be with you in a hot second. All right, and I'm back. That was super easy. I waited maybe a minute. They didn't open until 10. It was literally like 9:59 when we got there. There's a couple people in front of me. The whole process, including waiting in line and everything, probably took 3 minutes, maybe 4. Quick scan of my QR code that Amazon had sent me via email. They slapped the label on the bag I had, scanned that, and then scanned something else that they had at their desk, and we were done. So very nice. That was nice and simple. And now I'm on my way. I don't actually have anything to do today, as you can imagine. I mean, you know, cleaning up my apartment and stuff like that I'm working on, but I really don't have anything to do. My buddy may come over to pick up a few things that I'm going to give to him that didn't fit in our container, some patio furniture and stuff, but I haven't heard from him yet, so I don't know if it's not today, maybe tomorrow or next Saturday. So no big deal. I don't really want to spend like the whole day cleaning and doing stuff. Like, I don't think I need to. If I did, I'd probably be done anyways. And then I don't know what I do the whole week. So as odd as it sounds, I'm going to kind of spread that out just to give me something to do. Otherwise, yeah, trying to keep this somewhat pertinent to something you guys would be interested in. So I'm trying to stick to the house stuff. You know, the apartment's gonna get all wrapped up and I should be out of there and no problem. We have our walkthrough with the landlord on May 7th, which is a little odd. It's a week after we officially move out, but it's because she's traveling abroad, or will be, I think, in the next day or two. So she's unable to. So I get it. My hopes for that is just that it's nice and quick and neat and easy, right? Like I literally just want, you know, her to come in, walk with it with us, hopefully see no issues and just kind of say, okay, cool, hey, thanks for being a tenant, and that's it. We'll see if that's how it goes or not. All right, so now I'm across the street. I'm actually by the Burbank studios here. I think I've mentioned before, this is going to become Warner Brothers pretty soon. I think officially next June 2023. And then behind me, I showed you this building earlier. So this building is the new, let me see, sorry, it's hard to see. This building here is where Marzz would have been working, and then they're still working on Tower 2. So they're calling those the iceberg towers, but we're actually taking over all this office space. Had I stayed here, I know there was opportunities for me to maybe work over here, do other things. It's bittersweet, right? I mean, you could sit here and go, well, yeah, you're missing out. You would have done this and this, but you know, you have to look at it realistically. So, like, I'm doing well here. It's a good position and it pays decently for LA, right? Anywhere else it'd be pretty good. So you think, okay, well, maybe they'd give you a bump, maybe whatever. So, well, realistically, how big would that bump be? You figure it's the way the company runs, and because you're staying in the same department, it's probably somewhere around 7% tops. It should be more, of course, but that's realistic. So factor that number in. It's not that great. It's not enough to get Marzz and I out of the current living situation here in Burbank, in the LA area. It's not enough for us to buy a house here. So there's still a lot of downsides. So again, I want to put that into perspective too, because I'm sure people have thought about it. Like, gee, Nate, you've worked at WB for a long time and you're now a manager and blah, 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 blah. Yes, all those things are true, but all those things are still coming up too short. And that's the reality of it. That's what's so hard about it, you know, and we fought it for so long. We really tried to make this work. We didn't want to have to uproot and leave, but I think ultimately this was going to be our course no matter what. And the longer we wait, the more expensive Florida is going to get. And, you know, so I think our timing was good. It's always going to feel a little disjointed, I think, and you're always going to have those thoughts and wonders like, hey, did I do the right thing? You know, I don't know. That's just life. So I just want to mention that, I guess. Like I said, I think people probably think that, or some have kind of alluded to that. Like, why would we do this? Things are going well. Things are going okay. You know, you have to keep that in mind. You know, our apartment was not great. It's expensive, and we just didn't get a lot from it. Yeah, we try to do things in budget so we can go out and have fun and go to concerts, and you know, we were going to Disneyland and stuff, but you know, is that worth it? Is that really the reason we've busted our butts to work so hard and get here? You know, and we've clawed and scratched our way to get here, and it's taken, you know, 11 years. So anyways, again, just trying to keep stuff in perspective. And then you have to take in consideration, you know, Marzz is actually making more right now at her new job in Orlando. So she's getting paid better in Orlando than she was in Los Angeles. That's a huge statement. You know, because yeah, home prices are going up, cost of living is going up in Orlando, but it's still far behind here. So if she's now making better, you know, you guys can do the math. That's a great move. If I can either retain this job or find an equivalent we'll be doing great. You know, compared to the current cost of living, even with a few percent increase over the next few years in Orlando, we're still doing great. And we've traded in renting an apartment for owning a home, paying into that, getting equity from that, which we've already gained. We're at, it's actually probably gone up, but last we heard, which was about 2 months ago, we had already gained like 17,000 in equity. Our home value has gone up, and it wasn't even built yet. It's still not finished yet. So again, I lay these things out just to provide some insight about our situation, but also for those of you looking to move and you're wondering like, hey, what am I doing? I'm on the fence, or you know, I have all these things. Obviously one benefit is, you know, we don't have kids, and we won't, so we don't have to worry about that. So I know some of you, that's the holdup, and I totally understand that. I get that. You're gonna have to do your own research and figure out what works for you. But if it's just your jobs, just your careers, I hate to break it to everybody, but it's just your job. You know, you work to live, not live to work. And as much as we put stock in, like, you know, being with the same company forever, or, you know, we've worked our way to here and there, it's kind of irrelevant in the end. And if you just make the jump, if you just move, you know, don't settle for something less, obviously, but if you can make the move and work for a place and make what you make currently or very close to it, I think you'll find it's for the better. It's also, there's some excitement with it too. Like, you have to remember that feeling of getting a new job and learning new things and meeting new people. There's benefits that come from that too. I think a lot of times we get stuck in the comfort of being in the same job and around the same people. I know I have. My network of people at Warner Brothers has been the same for 11 years. It's only expanded, which is great on one side, right? I know who to go to get things done. People will do favors for me, and vice versa. I'll do favors for them to get work done faster. And those things are wonderful. I'm not knocking those at all, and those are pluses. Those are something to point out. But I guess what I'm trying to hammer home is, I know a lot of people have hesitancy because they're just comfortable. You know, I think get that out of your head. Just make the plunge. Make sure you guys can do it financially, or you, if you're on your own, make sure you can do it, and just do it. You know, now's the time. Clearly, millions of people around the United States in the last year or more have done that. Call it whatever you want. People are calling it the big, you know, shake up or relocation, whatever. Doesn't matter. I think people are just finally realizing, hey, we're not bound to these things. These don't define us. They don't control our lives. And, you know, just go out and do it. So anyways, I know I'm rambling a little bit and getting a little lecture-y. But that's just kind of where we're at. So I'm almost up to Bob Hope, passing the Point building. This is where DC Entertainment was housed and a few things. I'm still walking along the Burbank studios, and behind me over here is Bob Hope Park. So just to give you some wayfinding points. So now I'm up to the park. Just want to give you a quick little view of it. And actually, there's a sign here. It's actually Johnny Carson Park. Sorry about that. It's on Bob Hope Street. And kind of see there's places to rent out picnic tables and things that you can rent. Do it through the city parks page. Here's a better look at the map. It's a nice trail. I think Marzz and I clocked the loop, the main loop that goes around like this. It is a 1/4 mile, so it's nice. You can get a good workout, and there's activities and other things, kind of like workout stations that you can come over. And again, it's a public park, so I think it's sun up to sundown. You can be in here and come and get a workout. So pretty nice little place. So yeah, I'm just kind of chilling on a bench off to the side. Hospital is actually behind me. Used to be St. Joseph's. I forget what it's called now. Anyways, I know I've been kind of rambling a lot, and I apologize for the road noise earlier as I was walking, as well as the shaky camera. So this may be just an awful video altogether, but I don't know. I guess I just wanted to share a little bit of stuff that's on my mind. Marzz and I are both hanging in there, though. We're doing our best, and it's been a little bit of a struggle. I will share on her behalf. I think her first week at her new job went well. It sounds like the people were really nice. person training her to take over their position has been good. I think full of knowledge and sharing a lot, so that's a nice transition. I have been applying to jobs though, so if I get a call back, get some interviews, that would be great to get the ball rolling. And if I got a new job, I'd move out in a heartbeat. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. That's kind of my situation. It is a beautiful day, as you guys can see. My watch says it's 64 degrees out. It's sunny. It's a great day here in Southern California, so I can't complain about that. I wish I had something more to do. It's nice to be out for the walk. I may actually extend this and just end up walking a little further and just walk around, get some exercise. Like I said, I have nothing to really do at home, so it's not like I'm rushing to get back there. Probably hit my friend up, see if he was gonna come over or not. All these things you don't care about. So I might as well wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it to the end, thanks. I know it's just been a lot of me rambling about random stuff, so appreciate you tuning in. I hope we can get back to our adventures very soon. Prefer it to be Nate and Marzz, of course, but if it's just me and I am able to go do something, I'll share it with you and give you guys something more entertaining to watch. But until then, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.